Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Today I have another GTA 4 lore video for you guys, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about Playboy X and Dwayne. We know that the two of them used to be major friends when they were younger in the 1990s. In this video, I'm going to talk about what happened between the two of them, and why ultimately Playboy X is wrong. I know I've talked about this video for months. This is one of my many lore videos that I've planned for GTA 4. I apologize that it took me some time. I've just been busy with so many projects, but I know that starting off this video, some people are going to say, duh, it's an easy choice, Professional. Just kill Playboy and you get his penthouse and you get Dwayne's backup ability. However, we're not looking at this from a reward perspective, so no matter how many times you tell me you get Playboy's penthouse and you get Dwayne's backup ability, I'm not going for that. Instead, we're talking about from a moral perspective. If, for instance, you never got a penthouse or Dwayne's backup, but you still got Playboy's money, would you kill Dwayne? So in this video, we're going to talk about how Playboy X backstabbed Dwayne, how he betrayed him, and why Dwayne is ultimately right and Playboy is wrong. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, how Playboy X betrayed Dwayne. So what is Dwayne's backstory exactly? Who is Dwayne? And what is his past relationship with Playboy? If Nico spared Dwayne and you hang out with him, he reveals a lot about his past, including his childhood. And Dwayne, he had a really rough childhood. It was really bad. Dwayne was born in 1973 in North Holland. North Holland is actually based on Harlem, a real-life neighborhood in Manhattan. And Manhattan is actually based on Algonquin, which is actually the middle island in Liberty City. And where is Harlem? In Manhattan, it's actually northern Manhattan, the same way where it's northern Algonquin in Liberty City. So Rockstar did get their geography right. Now, Harlem, you can tell that this is Harlem because if you actually look in this first cutscene when you're meeting Playboy X at his penthouse, you can see Hotel Hamilton in the back. Now, Hotel Hamilton, that's the hotel that is called in GTA 4, but in real life, it's actually called Hotel Teresa, and this hotel actually looks identical. It's a famous hotel. It's a famous landmark that's in Harlem. Now, Harlem, this was a very dangerous neighborhood in the 80s and 90s. It's a better place today, but in the 80s and 90s, it was really dangerous, especially with the crack epidemic, and Dwayne was right at the center of that. Dwayne says this about his father at the time.
Man, life is hard.
Sure.
I mean, I was never set an example. In prison, they had me doing all this therapy bullshit, discuss your childhood, you know?
That sounds fun.
My childhood, I saw my dad beat my mom. I saw her try so hard. I remember once she got popped some golf clubs because his friend had some. Thought he could be refined and shit. He was a pimp who couldn't read. Fuck only knows what she was thinking. And you know what he did? He broke them over her back. Fucking animal. I was glad when he died.
Life is tough.
Damn straight. How you doing, man?
Okay, I think.
Yeah, me too. Shit's on the up. I hope. Although as soon as I say that, I begin to worry. I remember my dad used to always say, expect the worst. Then you can only be pleasantly surprised. He'd say that, then he hit me.
He doesn't sound like a nice man.
Guy was a fucking fool. He got his, though. He tried to rip off some local dealers. I remember the night they killed him. There was a knock at the door. My mom cried, but I don't think she meant it. I hope she didn't. You know what I felt?
No.
I felt nothing, man. Nothing. Not happy, not sad, just nothing. My pop's dead and I didn't feel a damn thing. Shit's fucked up.
Dwayne's father was a pimp and very abusive. He would constantly beat him and his mother. His mother even got his father golf clubs and he broke it over her back. That's what a terrible person he was. His father ended up dying when he tried to rip off a drug dealer and he was shot. Dwayne felt nothing about his father dying, and this is why Nico can relate to Dwayne. Listen to what Nico tells Kate about his father.
Same as always, trying to deal with the reality of my awful family. Tell me about your family. Roman, he's your cousin.
Yes, our fathers were brothers.
Were they close?
We grew up in the next house to each other. So physically, yes. And temperamentally, yes. They were identical. But did they get along? No, they hated each other. They were both assholes, you see?
I know all about that.
They were wife-beating alcoholics who, luckily, were both what they deserved to be. My mother is one of life's victims. I was mostly raised by Roman's mother. She was great, an amazing person. When the war came, she saved up all her money and sent Roman here. And she wanted to send me too, but I wanted to fight. I was stupid.
You're still stupid.
I know. Look at the company I keep.
Nico's father was a heavy alcoholic, and he would abuse and hit Nico as well. Nico grew up with his aunt, who did try her best to raise him. Dwayne tried to actually be a police officer, but he couldn't make it because he was illiterate, and also black police officers in the 1980s were discriminated against.
Hey, man, you look well. Let's go. Let me tell you, man, I never wanted to be no drug dealer.
No?
Nah, I wanted to be... Shit, this'll make you laugh. You know what I wanted to be?
No.
I wanted to be a cop.
Really? Why didn't you become one?
Now, this is 20 years ago. They didn't encourage black policemen back then.
I guess not.
Nah, I couldn't read so good anyway. But I could add up and I could scare people. So I started slinging dope. The money was insane. Crack took off and it went crazy. I had apartments full of money. Whole apartments stuffed with banknotes.
You're joking, right?
Nah. Never made me happy though. Made me fucking miserable. Paranoid, angry. I wasn't even smoking this shit, but I was good at it. The best. Sort of fun and sort of like living in hell. Seeing your old schoolmates turn into zombies and knowing they was gonna be your best customers. Man, what a fucking life.
He had a very hard life, and he started selling crack cocaine in the early 1990s. At this time, the crack epidemic was everywhere. It's actually depicted pretty accurately in GTA San Andreas. It was all over the place, and Dwayne got into selling it. Dwayne comes from absolute poverty. He had almost nothing in life, and now he's making thousands of dollars a week selling crack. It's very tempting for him. I'm not defending him selling crack. It's a horrible thing what he's doing, but you can understand why he didn't want to do anything else when he was making so much money from it. At around this time in the 1990s, Dwayne meets Playboy X from the same neighborhood in North Holland. His real name is Trey Stewart. Playboy was born in 1983. 10 years after Dwayne. Dwayne most likely met him when he was a teenager, and he taught him everything he knew about the crack business. Now, why? Why would Dwayne take Playboy as a protege? He has enough money, he has gangsters protecting him. Why would he need a protege? For this reason.
Hey, man, you look well. Let's go. How you doing?
Okay?
I'm depressed.
You're always depressed.
I know, it's ridiculous. I need some medication or some shit. Take the edge off.
I think you'll be okay.
You know what I miss most about Playboy?
No.
He was like my kid brother. He was like my family. Man, what I want most ain't a job or nothing. It's a fucking family. I want to be your dad.
So, get married. Start dating.
Nah. I've seen too much, man. I'm too broken. That shit won't work for me. I missed my chance when I started slinging them drugs. Life got too complicated. Guess I don't believe in second chances, in redemption.
I don't think I do either.
That's right. Dwayne felt guilty that he never had a family, and he saw himself in Playboy. He wanted to be an older brother, father figure, and help him. In the 1990s, Dwayne got really rich from crack, but he started getting some legal problems, and we can see them right here. In 1989, Dwayne was charged with burglary. This is probably before he started getting into selling crack, and that's because if he's really a crack lord, you know, he would really have no reason for doing a burglary because he's making millions of dollars of crack. So in 1991, he got arrested for possession-controlled substance, crack cocaine. So he got arrested for having crack on him. 1994, he faced tax evasion. It's unknown if he faced any prison time for that. And then in 1999, he was arrested for possession of controlled substance intent to sell. This is what got him. And now when you're arrested for intent to sell, you're going away for a long time because that's simply more than just being arrested for having drugs on you. When you're arrested for intent to sell, it means they're arresting you basically for being a drug dealer. And so he went away for basically at this point 9 years because he got out in 2008. So he arrested in 1999, got out in 2008. Now, most likely, he was probably paroled because if he was this big crack baron back then he probably had a much larger sentence than the 9 years. But he probably got paroled after those 9 years. The prison parole board probably did not see him as a threat anymore and so decided to parole him. Or he possibly could have gotten out on good behavior, but you know, I think that he possibly could have been serving longer than just 9 years for being this major crack lord in North Holland. So now 9 years later, Dwayne gets out of prison, and here is the first cutscene in which he meets Playboy once again.
Yo, player!
Fuck you want?
There's someone here for you. Dwayne or some shit, I don't know.
Motherfucker got out? Damn. My dude!
What's up, son? What's going down?
You didn't tell me you was getting out? Man, I would've laid on a party, got some freaks out. Shit.
I called. Couple of times.
Man, hey, Dwayne, this is Nico.
Hey.
Nico Dwayne Ford. Taught me everything I know.
Psst, not everything.
So, hey, man, where you staying? You need some money? What's the plan?
What you mean, what's the plan? Pick up where we left off. I'm out, I'm back. We keep on rolling.
You say we?
Yeah, we. Unless you too fine. What? Your silk sheet, fancy dress wearing life too big for me now?
Oh, hey, now I ain't saying that. You know what's mine is yours. You need help, just holler. Hell, this Slavic motherfucker any good, he can help you. Now, you know I do anything I can. But right now, we gotta roll. Just give me 1 second.
Ain't folk quick to forget.
Some folk.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Where did you get out from?
Preschool.
Okay, Dwayne, we gotta roll. Please make yourself at home. Hell, this is your home. Let's jet, money.
Motherfucker must think I'm an idiot.
So in this cutscene, you can see that Playboy's already disrespecting Dwayne 2 times. Notice how Playboy says, "You got out already?" So surprised. Dwayne then says, "I tried calling." Playboy didn't answer because he abandoned Dwayne. Take a look at Playboy's criminal record right here. If you look at Playboy's criminal record, it says he took over Dwayne's empire, and it says he stopped visiting Dwayne in 2004. So he stopped visiting him. He hasn't visited him in 4 years. He didn't think that Dwayne would get out anytime soon. This is why I think that Dwayne got paroled, because Playboy would have known how long Dwayne was in prison for. Then Playboy proceeds to say this.
Where you staying? You need some money? What's the plan?
What you mean, what's the plan? Pick up where we left off. I'm out, I'm back. We keep on rolling.
You say we?
Yeah, we. Unless you too fine. What? Your silk sheet, fancy dress wearing life too big for me now?
Oh, hey, now I ain't saying that. You know what's mine is yours. You need help, just holler.
That's right, he says we like it's a question. We? He's basically saying, I run everything now. You don't have any claim here. You're an old fool. Then he tries to backtrack and tell Dwayne, this is your home too, don't worry. Probably not to provoke him because he realized what he just said. Playboy pretends to be friendly to Dwayne, but you can see his real attitude at times when he lets it slip. Later on, Playboy calls Nico and tells him this.
Yo, money, I appreciate what you're doing for me. There be so many fake cats out there. You remember my man, Dwayne?
Sure, just got out of the pen. Old friends aren't paying him no mind.
Yeah, that's what he thinks. He got friends all over the shop, but he living in the past. Now, I need you to go over to the Governor Greg Johnson projects over in Northwood. He holding up there and needs help with some shit. You assist this broke ass, I'll send some paper your way. I owe that fool. Ain't paid back a biatch. Peace out, money.
Playboy wants Nico to help Dwayne with some of his issues, and that Playboy will pay Nico to do so. Now the big question is why? If Playboy doesn't like Dwayne or care for him anymore, why is he asking Nico to help him? The reason is it's not about respect, it's not about loyalty, or even about friendship. He's simply scared of Dwayne. He's scared there might be some guys from the old gang that are still loyal to Dwayne that would follow him, and he would kill Playboy. So that's why Playboy is having Nico help him out. And he's also keeping distance from Dwayne by having Nico be the middleman to help Dwayne out. Nico then stops by Dwayne's place and sees just how badly he's living. Dwayne even tells him that Playboy never wants to hang out instead and just sends Nico over.
Oh, it's you. You alone?
Yeah, how you doing?
Fucking great. What you think?
Yeah, it's hard living with the past, huh?
Yeah, especially when the president's turned into an asshole. Psh, fucking bitch. Nobody wants to roll with me no more. It's like I'm tainted.
What do you mean?
Playboy don't want to hang no more. He pays for you to come over instead. My girlfriend, the love of my fucking life. Man, I was pulling moves in the joint so this bitch could pay rent. Now she won't answer the phone. Man, I gave her everything when I was inside. Cars, houses, apartments, bank accounts, everything. I heard she hanging with Jayvon now.
Who?
Some punk who fucking talked. Swears he wasn't involved in me going down, but I knew his ass was lying. Now motherfuckers fucking my girl? For real? Shit is fucked up, man. Sometimes I just want to end this shit. Just bam. But I ain't there yet. Not quite.
Listen, why don't you go talk to her?
Psh, ain't shit to say.
Then I'll go speak to both of them. They'll ask for your money back, and if they don't agree, I'll make them. Where did they hang out?
At some arcade in Chinatown. Look, man, don't bother.
No, I'll bother. I'm getting paid. And besides, you remind me of me.
Uh-huh.
Dwayne's girlfriend Cherise was taken care of by him while he was in prison. Dwayne said he had to make moves, which basically means he was running his gang from prison, taking a huge risk of more time inside to make sure that Cherise lived a comfortable life. He gave her cars, houses, apartments, and she doesn't have much of it by the time of GTA 4. The reason? Most likely because she spent it all with her new scumbag boyfriend, Jayvon. Now, Dwayne accuses Jayvon of ratting him out. This is the same guy in front of the arcade with Cherise. Nico can spare Cherise, but chases Jayvon down and kills him. Jayvon was a drug dealer in the same gang that Dwayne ran, the North Holland Hustlers. Rumors on the street were that he ratted out Dwayne. A lot of people were saying that. Jayvon, of course, denied this, but is it true? Is the reason that Dwayne went inside because of Jayvon? Yes, it is. Let's take a look at his police record right here. You can see his police record at the bottom. It's a small-time dealer during the crack boom in the early 90s. Avoided arrest by becoming a police informant. His testimony was crucial in several high-profile convictions, including that of Dwayne Forge. So yeah, Jayvon did in fact rat out Dwayne. But the thing is about Dwayne is that Dwayne is actually happy when Nico doesn't kill Cherise. He just basically calls her an idiot. Dwayne simply wanted his money back. He wanted Jayvon dead, of course, but he never wanted Cherise dead. And this shows you that Dwayne still cared about her. So even though Dwayne, he was a gangster, he was a crack dealer, he wasn't evil.
Hey, are you the two snakes who played Dwayne Forge when he was in the joint? He wants his money.
What? Dwayne must have finished his bid. Shit. He gonna be mad angry.
Run while you still can.
Ah! Ah!
Execute Cherise or let her live. Okay, so we're gonna let her live. And this is again what I love about GTA 4.
Having that girl's blood on his hands on top of everything else.
Oh, this guy crashed already? Get Dwayne's money. Wow, he didn't get far, like only a block away.
I've got your money. Why don't you make me a clocking bell so I can give it to you?
Great. Thanks, son. See you soon.
I collected on that debt for you.
They paid up? Guess my name still means something out there. People are still scared of me.
They are. I got rid of Jayvon for you, but I let your ex go.
That fool Cherise, she just couldn't help herself. She always told me she'd burn me good. Guess I should've listened. Happy she ain't dead, though. She just an idiot. Peace, man.
Dwayne then has another problem, and he doesn't even want to deal with it. He says he has no more energy for it anymore. He's just depressed, but Nico insists on helping him, and Dwayne actually is surprised by that.
Sup, man?
Not much. How are you doing?
Done. I can't cope no more, man. I mean, prison was easy compared to this shit.
I'm sure it was.
Fuck it, man. Fuck it all. I mean, I used to have everything. I used to run uptown, Bohan, all that shit. Now I ain't shit.
Hey, let's get it back.
Nah. I back too many fucking times. I mean, there's bitches everywhere.
Well, I'll do it. For you, I mean.
Nah, fuck that.
Come on, man. Stop being so miserable. What did you lose?
Shit, man. This club. I'm talking a real gentleman's place. It's called the Triangle Club on Drill Street in Bowhead. I'm talking real class, you know what I'm saying? But when I went down, some fucking gangsters came and took it.
Well, I'll clean out the squatters for you. No problem.
Man, you the real deal. I owe you.
Big time. But we'll talk about that later.
Man, you the truth.
The Triangle Club, which is the largest strip club in GTA 4, was actually originally owned by Dwayne. This shows that Dwayne didn't just want to sell crack forever. He's ashamed of his past selling crack, but he's not ashamed of the club he built. He's proud of the place that he built. It is a strip club, but it is a legal business. One of the things he obviously misses is running this club. However, when he went to prison, 3 Spanish lords, a street gang in Liberty City, took it over. 3 brothers, Jose, Javier, and Jesus, now run the club that Dwayne used to own. Nico starts to relate to Dwayne and takes it really personally. You can see he really wants to help Dwayne, and when he starts shooting in the club, he says, "This is for Dwayne." But Dwayne, he reveals something after Nico shoots up the club.
This is for Dwayne.
This is for Dwayne.
Having a good day. You're glad you messed with me?
There we go.
Nobody's gonna be partying up in your club anymore.
Playboy ain't gonna be happy.
What do you mean?
He still did business with the gangsters that took over. Screw that. They fucked me, they fucked. Right? Playboy gonna feel that shit.
Sure thing, man.
Voice! I heard it when I was flying.
Oh, Playboy.
Nico, tell me it weren't you that shot up the strip club in Bohan.
You asked me to help out Dwayne. That's what I was doing.
Don't help him out when it fucks up my business interests. Damn, son. That ain't cool.
That's right, Playboy did business with the gangsters who took over the club, and he gets really angry at Nico for shooting it up. He tells Nico, don't help him if it messes up my business interests, and these two events show you how much of a scumbag Playboy is. First with Jayvon. Playboy couldn't have done anything about Dwayne going inside as Jayvon ratted him out, but he could have done something as payback for his best friend. Playboy was way too concerned with taking over Dwayne's empire to do anything about that. He let the guy who ratted out his best friend go. Maybe Playboy wouldn't have figured it out right away, but given enough time, and he would have known it was Jayvon who ratted out Dwayne, but he did nothing about it, and I doubt that he cared. Next, the club. This club meant so much to Dwayne, and it was taken over by rival gangsters, and Playboy did nothing about it. He could have taken back the club for his best friend and held on to it, and ran it until Dwayne got out, also holding a huge amount of the profits for his best friend. No, instead, he did business with the gangsters who took over his best friend's club, and then he gets angry with Dwayne when he does something about it. Think about that again for a moment. His best friend, who taught him everything, lost his club to gangsters when he went to prison. And did Playboy do anything about it? No. Instead, he did business with them. What a scumbag. Later on in the Holland play, Playboy tells Nico that stuff is messed up and he needs to see him right now. Here's what Playboy says.
Nico, shit is getting fucked up. I need to see you at my crib.
How did the big real estate deal go?
That cat ain't got no vision. Wants to shut down the site and shit. Make it a memorial to union workers who died in accidents. And fuck you, Amir. I got bigger problems. Come see me now.
What's up, money?
Hey.
Man, business is tough. Now, I ain't a cold person. I mean, I am cold, but motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
You want a drink? Man, have a seat, man.
All right.
Now, I got into this dope game Because it was the only thing that was open to me, man. The only thing, man.
Hey, I am not judging.
No, listen. Now, I paid my dues. Now, I learned in a hard school, man. And I changed stuff. You know me. I do this stuff so I got a chance to do some good in this town.
So you say.
So I say. So I do. When I get the money, man, I will build parks. I will sponsor kids. I will save lives. But I gotta have the money, man. 'Cause all this, it means nothing if you ain't got the heart, Nico.
Amen, brother.
I mean, fuck, man. Fuck! The thing is, you know, Jesus, he did some crazy shit too. I mean, everyone does. He killed people. He killed that John the Baptist cat. He did what he had to.
I don't think you're correct about that.
Man, the point is, man, history is a long time. And you only got one chance. And Dwayne, man, Dwayne, it's like he thinks it's 1992, and the best that you could hope for is a gold chain and a pager. You know, he looks at me like he wants me dead. I took care of business. I gave him money, but because I won't bow down to him and treat him like he the almighty, motherfucker wants to pop me.
Dwayne is a little troubled. He was in prison a long time. Maybe you guys should talk.
No, I tried talking. No, I tried giving him half of the business. I tried everything a man could reasonably try and still call himself a man.
So what you gonna do? Kill him?
Hey, I didn't say that. Man, you cold.
I was joking.
But what else is there? I mean, Cash been talking. Now I hear things. Said you and me was too tight now. Said you disrespected him. Called him mad. He's going crazy. I mean, he's gone. Prison does that.
Well, you can't kill him.
Nope. But you can.
But I don't want to.
Well, neither do I, man. But if he goes insane, we all dead anyway. I mean, Dwayne is a killer.
I don't like this conversation.
Do you think that I do? But it's kill or be killed out there. You got a lunatic after you? Man, you dumb. Now, I will give you a lot of money. Because see me? Now, I ain't scared of no one. But a motherfucker says he's gonna kill me, and motherfucker's gonna die.
Man, I'm not sure. I got to think about it.
Well, I hope you see some sense. I will be in touch.
Now, excuse my language, guys, but this is absolute BS, what Playboy is saying. He claims that Dwayne is the aggressor, and notice how he keeps insulting him until Nico says, "What are you gonna do, kill him?" Then he says, "Damn, you cold." He wants Nico to suggest killing Dwayne first. That was on his mind the entire time. He wanted Dwayne dead, but he wanted Nico to suggest it first. Also, when he claims, "I tried to give him half the business," this is a clear lie. Do you honestly think this is true? Remember, he did business with the gangsters that took over Dwayne's club, and now we're supposed to believe that he suggested giving Dwayne half the business? Really? He did nothing about the snitch who ratted Dwayne out. And also on top of that, remember, the first cutscene between Dwayne and Playboy, he says "we," like it's a question, when Dwayne says, "We're gonna get back to business together." And Dwayne doesn't even say, "I'm gonna take everything over." Dwayne instead suggests we should run this thing as a partnership, but Playboy says "we"? So not even Dwayne wants to hold control of it. He just wants to be equal with his friend again. But Playboy's treating him like garbage. There's just no way that Playboy offered Dwayne half the business. It's just a flat-out lie. Playboy also lies to Nico when he tells Nico that Dwayne said, "You and me were too tight." He said you disrespected him, called him mad. Dwayne would never talk behind Nico's back, especially after Nico helped him out so much. You can see that Dwayne is actually very grateful both times Nico helps him. What reason would he have for talking behind Nico's back? There isn't any reason. It's a lie to try to get Nico to kill Dwayne. Dwayne would never backtalk somebody like that. He's that type of person that if he has a problem with somebody, he's going to tell them to their face. He's not going to talk behind their backs. And since he can't talk to Playboy directly because he refuses to hang out, he tells Nico, who Playboy sends over, how he feels. But there's something else about Playboy that a lot of people miss about him, and that's how weak-willed he is. Not weak in money or even in power. He's rich and has gangsters protecting him. I'm instead talking about being weak-willed with willpower. How? If you actually leave Playboy behind and blow your cover, then you will get a unique fail call to Elizabeta, in which Nico tells her the police have Playboy, and this is what Elizabeta says about that.
I'm all alone up here.
The deal didn't go so good. Charlie was an undercover cop. I think the feds have Playboy.
Mierda! The boy will say anything to get out of doing hard time. Why you not fucking keep hold of him?
Elizabeta claims that Playboy will snitch right away to avoid doing hard time. He can't handle being arrested. He will easily give up everyone he knows, even friend and family members, just to avoid doing hard time. And this is what Playboy doesn't understand the most about Dwayne, or refuses to understand the most about Dwayne. What is the one thing that Dwayne doesn't regret? What is that one giant thing that he never regretted? Dwayne regrets befriending Playboy. He regrets a lot of his crack activities, but one thing he doesn't regret, it's this.
Good to see you. Let's get out of here. Know what?
What?
I may be fucking nothing in this life, but there is one thing I ain't. I ain't a fucking snitch. When I die, I can meet my maker knowing I did not rat people out.
Good.
When I got arrested, they offered me all kinds of deals. Take 8 years off my sentence. Money in offshore accounts. Crazy shit. I never did it. If I had done, life wouldn't have made sense.
Good for you.
But I know somebody talked to send me down. Guess people gotta live with themselves.
Dwayne is not a snitch. He will even take life in prison before selling anyone out. He even tells Nico he will tell God he never betrayed anyone. Playboy owes Dwayne everything for this. Even though Playboy was around 16 or 17 when he took over Dwayne's crack empire, he could have easily gone down with Dwayne if Dwayne ratted him out, but he didn't. Dwayne didn't rat anyone out. Playboy owes him for that. He wouldn't be this rich now if Dwayne ratted him out. And this is how Playboy treats him when gangsters go to prison and refuse ratting out their friends. Their friends and associates oftentimes take care of their family to make sure they can still live a comfortable life in exchange for their silence. While Dwayne didn't have any family on the outside, he was ratted out by Jayvon, which again, Playboy did nothing about. He did nothing about Dwayne's club being taken over, instead profiting from it. Dwayne would have every right to snitch on Playboy, but he didn't. And what does Playboy X do? He stops visiting him in 2004. He betrayed Dwayne and threw him away like he was nothing. And this is why Nico relates so much to him. Nico was betrayed many years ago. He has a very cynical view on life, just like Dwayne, and he sees himself in Dwayne. And what about Playboy's speech on helping kids get out of the hood? It's a lie. It's just a stupid speech so that people like him. He's not serious about it. Think about it. He's a major drug dealer. Where is he rich from? He's rich from selling drugs like coke and heroin to poor people in the hood. He's killing people with his poison. He's killing kids and teenagers who he has turned into addicts. And then he claims, oh, I'm gonna help them. I'm going to sponsor kids and build parks. What a joke. By helping kids get out of the hood, he would be destroying his main revenue source. He wants the hood to stay poor so he can keep his poison on the streets. The reason drugs are so prevalent in poorer neighborhoods is because it's oftentimes where the gangs are. People are poor. They don't have much. They can get depressed and addicted to drugs. Playboy is that type of guy to dump asbestos in your neighborhood, a poison, and then tell you he's going to help you clean up the neighborhood. But in this case, not asbestos he's dumping. He's instead dumping and selling drugs. He's profiting from it. He's a piece of crap. How many kids' lives has he destroyed with drugs? And he dares say he's gonna help them get out of the hood? At least Dwayne feels some guilt over what he did. Playboy feels nothing. And Dwayne, at least, he had some legitimate forms of income like the club. But Playboy doesn't. He has no legitimate forms of income. It's all drugs. He talks about this major deal he would do with Yusuf Amir, but it backfires on him badly. If Playboy really cared about helping kids get out of the hood, he would stop dealing drugs. He keeps saying money doesn't change people.
So, why do you need me?
Well, I'm always looking for good guys. Build an army. But in my work, the people change. Money changes people, not me. See, I'm still a hustler from these streets. And I heard good things about you.
Yet he has all this money. He's a millionaire drug dealer. He's living in a penthouse, which a place like this in Manhattan would be millions of dollars. He clearly has the money, but he's all talk and no action. It's just propaganda. The reason he keeps talking about helping the kids is simple. It's so that people in the neighborhood like him. It's so that people in the neighborhood respect him. It's all propaganda. If people like him and look up to him, less people would rat him out and want him dead. And he can seem like he's giving back to the community when in reality he's not. Al Capone did the same thing. He built soup kitchens for the poor. These would provide 3 meals a day for the poor and homeless. This was in 1930 at the start of the Great Depression. And this was a genius move on Al Capone's part. The government in this time was doing almost nothing to help with the homelessness and the unemployment. And that's where Al Capone stepped in. He could make it seem like he was giving back to the community, and it would boost his reputation. And this soup kitchen actually did help a lot of people, but there's a lot of talk that Al Capone didn't spend his own money, but actually intimidated and extorted people to donate to it. While Al Capone made the majority of his money from selling alcohol, which was illegal at the time, this isn't as bad as drugs. He did engage in plenty of extortion and murders. That was the worst thing that he did. The soup kitchens, they don't justify all the other bad things he did. And like I said, he only did this for personal recognition, not to help others. The same thing that Playboy is doing, but Playboy is all talk, no action. He hasn't built anything or done anything. If he really wants to help kids, he will say, okay, that's it. We're gonna clean up the streets. Not like Manny, but actually clean up the streets. No more drugs. No more poison on the streets. We're stopping all of this, and we're going to stop anyone else that tries to sell drugs. We are investing back into the community, and we're going to help lift people out of poverty. Does Playboy do this? No, because he's a massive hypocrite. He wants to keep selling drugs to make more money, and he justifies it with his BS excuse that he's going to help kids get out of the hood. One of the reasons the hood is so poor is because of scumbags like Playboy, who exploit others and suck the life out of the hood. He's profiting off the suffering of others, and he claims he's going to help. Now, Nico naturally refuses because he respects Dwayne and sees himself in Dwayne. Playboy gets mad and tells him he will be in touch. The moment Nico leaves, he can call Dwayne and get this phone call.
Nico, man, I'm going crazy. Since I got out, things just don't make no sense.
Have things ever made sense?
They made sense inside. 3 meals a day, time in the yard, lockdown at 8. Things out here is mad crazy.
Tell me about it.
On the down low, I think Playboy wants me dead. Might just let him put a cap in my dome. End it all.
That what you want? Seriously?
Nah, fuck that shit. I ain't ready to go out yet. I need you to get him for me. I can't do it myself. He was my boy back in the day. That's something I won't be able to forget. You seem like you got my back, Nico. Help me out on this one, dog. I'll stick by you till the end. Take him out for me.
That's a pretty heavy request, Dwayne. Playboy was your best friend. And he's always been straight with me, more or less. I'll have to think about it.
Dwayne trusts Nico and tells him exactly how he feels. What's really sad about this call is that Dwayne has no friends left and feels he can open up to Nico on what's going on. He tells him that he feels Playboy wants him dead, which he does. Now Dwayne asks Nico to kill Playboy, saying he can't do it because he used to be his friend. But you have to remember that Dwayne is acting in self-defense. Playboy initiated this conflict. Nico tells Playboy they should talk, but we know from Dwayne they don't. Playboy refuses to see Dwayne. If Nico chooses to kill Dwayne, it's such a sad mission.
Open up! It's Nico!
I thought you was my homeboy, that you was gonna put Playboy down for me. What you doing here?
It ain't that simple, Dwayne. This is nothing personal.
Fuck you, man. We was tight. You fake like the rest of them.
Don't push me, friend!
Damn, you gonna fuck me over in the end? Don't play me like that, Nico. Fuck you, man. You a fucking snake like the rest of them.
Dwayne only has one guy with a bat who defends him, and you can see the conditions he's living in. Dwayne is the only executable character in the game that does not resist his execution. He refuses to look Nico in the eye and tells Nico he's a snake, like the rest of them. The reason that Dwayne doesn't resist is simple. He has completely given up at this point. He thought that Nico was his only last friend, and when he realized Nico was going to kill him for Playboy, he gave up. It's such a sad end. You can clearly see, just from this execution, you made the wrong choice, and it gets worse because Nico calls Playboy, and this is what Playboy says to him.
I put Dwayne out of his misery.
You did what you had to do, Nico. You got yourself that money. Good for you.
You want me to come around?
You took down Dwayne, Nico. I see your face. I see the cat that killed my mentor. Dwayne was like a father to me. I can't be around you no more. It's over between us. Now, I don't want no beef, but now you and me got some. So it's best if we just stay the hell away from each other, man. Shit. You nothing but a cold-hearted killer, man. I mean, where's the love? Where's your heart, homie? Man, you ain't cool. You try to find something to live for, man. Peace.
Why does Playboy X act so negatively? Because he's a scumbag. I highly doubt that he actually believes the words he said to Nico. The reason he tells Nico these things, I think, is for two reasons. Because he somehow feels like he's throwing guilt off himself in his twisted mind. Remember, he wanted Nico to suggest killing Dwayne first, even though he wanted it. He can then tell Nico, oh, you killed Dwayne. I didn't, you did. You try to find some heart and something to live for, and cut ties. This is the same crap that Dimitri pulled on Nico when he had Nico kill Faustin. Here's what Dimitri said.
Nico Bellic, we did not find your body with the others in the warehouse. Mr. Bulgarin and I were very disappointed.
I was loyal to you, Dimitri. Why did you turn on me?
You think I could survive in a cesspit of a city like this by aligning myself with a bottom feeder like you? You, who has so many enemies. You robbed Bulgarin, you killed Mikhail. You know no more of loyalty than I do.
You know why I killed Faustin? It was not my choice.
I will find you, Nico. I have burnt you and your cousin out of Hove Beach. I will smoke you out of any other hiding place you have in this city. See you soon, Nico.
Dimitri said you killed Faustin to Nico, even though Dimitri ordered it. But there's a big difference between what Dimitri and Playboy did, even though it's a bit similar. Because unlike Dimitri, Playboy isn't stupid to betray Nico. Nico is the most dangerous man Playboy has met, and he knows that well. So instead, he cuts ties with him, pretending to be moral about Dwayne's death. The reason I think he doesn't keep Nico around is because he knows Nico respected Dwayne, and Nico eventually might realize hanging around him that he lied, that he offered Dwayne half the business, and that Dwayne was trash-talking Nico when that wasn't true. Nico might realize that was a lie. Nico might then kill him. Playboy knows Nico is dangerous because he saw Nico kill dozens of heavily armed mobsters at Yusuf's construction site, so he knows that Nico is capable. But I have more proof that Playboy was lying about the emotions he had on the phone call. Listen to the call carefully when Nico tells him he made a decision.
Yo, Money, don't be trifling with me. You made a decision. You're gonna fix this Dwayne problem of ours, yeah?
Hey, it ain't our problem, Playboy. It's yours. That said, I know what I'm going to do.
That right. You cold, Nico. Peace and love.
Nico tells Playboy he has made a decision, and Playboy says, you cold, Nico, peace and love, liking that Nico will kill Dwayne. He's happy about it, you can tell from the tone of his voice. Also, if Nico chooses to kill Playboy, this is the cutscene where he confronts him.
Ew, Playboy X! Yo, Whitey's back! Yo, what you doing? You got rid of Dwayne already? I thought the old dog would have put up more of a fight.
I didn't kill Dwayne.
Well, what you doing back here then? Step to it, motherfucker.
Well, I was thinking that maybe Dwayne is not the problem. Maybe it's you.
Motherfucker! You think you can touch this shit? You think I got here by letting little bitches like you fuck with me? I own you! Nobody owns me!
Playboy jokes to his gang, you got rid of Dwayne already? I thought he would have put up more of a fight. You see his reaction, bragging to his gang about Dwayne's death. It's completely different than a phone call to Nico after killing Dwayne, where he says, you try to find something, live for, peace. That cutscene confronted Playboy alone tells you you made the right decision. Nico chases Playboy down at this point, but there's actually a unique fail call if you let him get away.
just like Dwayne's, son. You gotta be wrong in the head. You think you can step to this shit. You can't be fucking with Playboy X. This is my town. My town, motherfucker. Remember that.
I don't know that that is true, Playboy. This town don't belong to nobody. Maybe your problem is that you don't understand that. I'll be seeing you soon.
Playboy claims this is my town, and he also tells Nico before running away in the cutscene, I own you, nobody owns me. This is the real Playboy, not the emotional, I'm gonna help kids get out of the hood personality he puts on. He's such a scumbag, and Nico's line to him is probably the best execution in the game.
It was you or Dwayne! I chose Dwayne!
Bitch! You could have been someone, Nico!
You shouldn't have asked me to kill Dwayne, Playboy!
Another motherfucker gone and let the money go to his head.
Where you going, Playboy?
Even if you kill me, you're gonna have this whole town after your ass.
X marks the spot!
I took this shit to the next level. Cats like you just can't accept that.
You didn't change the game. The game changed you.
You didn't change the game changed you. Nico then calls Dwayne and tells him what happened.
Dwayne, I dealt with Playboy. You should know that he asked me to end you first. He was going to pay me a lot of money to do it.
Shit, man. He was a good kid back in the day. Always hungry, though. Always wanted more. Maybe I should have seen it then. Kept a closer eye on him.
You can't predict what people will become.
You right. I can't give you no money for helping me, son. But I got the deed to Playboy's fancy silk chic loft. You can have it.
Hey, man, I seen where you're living. You should take it.
Nah. It'll make me remember the kid too much. Maybe he'll stop by my place sometime, though. Hang out with me. I don't have many friends left, you know.
I'll give you a call sometime soon, Dwayne. Later on.
Dwayne is devastated by Playboy's death, but realized it was necessary. Unlike Playboy, who pretended to care about Dwayne dying, Dwayne offers Nico Playboy's penthouse, but Nico tells him he should have it. And Dwayne tells him that it would remind him too much of Playboy. But how did Dwayne have the deed to Playboy's penthouse? It's because the penthouse was most likely one of Dwayne's penthouses when he had his crack empire. Playboy simply took it over, so he probably also took over his home. Dwayne at any point could have had Playboy evicted, but didn't do that, because Dwayne isn't that type of person. He's not going to do some cheap tactic of throwing you out of your home. If he has a problem with you, he's going to tell you himself, not trash talk you behind your back, or do some other cheap tactic. Dwayne's not like that. Dwayne is such a tragic character, constantly getting betrayed by Jayvon, Cherise, Playboy, and even Nico if the player chooses it. And what's even more sad, if Nico spares Cherise and helps her out, then Dwayne actually gives you a unique phone call in which he demands to know why Nico is helping Cherise. He thinks Nico is dating Cherise, now behind his back. Nico explains, and Dwayne understands, but you have to understand why he was angry. He is used to people constantly betraying him, and thought it happened again. Up. Oh, Nico's automatically calling Dwayne.
Yo, I hear you've been rolling with Cherise, Nico. You too tight now?
I bumped into her, man. I helped her out with the problem she was having.
So you ain't no item? It ain't like that, is it, Nico?
No, man. Don't worry about that. She's not my type. We'll hang out soon.
If you spare Dwayne, you will get another unique phone call later on from him in the game in which he asks Nico this.
Hey, man, did you just call me?
No, man. Must have been someone else.
Yeah, must have been. I was in the shower and I heard the phone ringing, so I thought you might have called or something. My bad. Later.
He claims he was in the shower, and he heard a call, but this is 2008. Most phones would have caller ID. I don't think anyone called Dwayne. I think he simply asked if Nico called him because he wanted Nico to ask him if he wanted to hang out, but didn't want to ask Nico directly himself. Even Dwayne's voicemail is sad.
This Dwayne. Don't know why I'm doing this. Nobody leaving me a fool at the top and don't know a fool at the bottom. Out.
Dwayne's story is even sadder. If you choose to hang out with him, where do you pick him up from oftentimes? The pharmacy. Why is he there? He's most likely purchasing anti-depression medication, and if you hang out with him, he admits that he misses Playboy.
Man, I miss Playboy.
Sorry.
I mean, we did what had to be done, but it's a shame.
Sure.
I remember when I met him. He was always a bright kid, but he had no street knowledge. He wanted to be in the game, but he didn't know the rules. We was closer than brothers.
Things change.
Things shouldn't fucking change. Things hurt, man. They hurt. Why you so cold?
I've seen a lot of friends kill each other. You're not so very different.
Dwayne also says this if he's drunk.
And that was fun. Booze, man. The greatest thing.
You think? Better than sex?
Hell yeah. Cause booze lets you forget, man. Lets you fucking forget.
Not me.
Yeah. Well, it lets me forget. Lets me forget that I killed my best friend. Cause I was jealous. Cause I couldn't handle his success. You know that?
You're drunk. Shut up.
I'm a fucking murderer. I killed my best friend. Man, I'm shit. Useless shit. Kill me, Nico.
Shut up. Please, for the love of God, try to enjoy yourself. Do whatever, but shut up.
He says that he was jealous of his friend's success, but remember, Dwayne didn't do anything wrong. Playboy got to where he was because of Dwayne, and Dwayne never ratted him out. Playboy owed it to Dwayne to take care of him now, and now that he got out of prison, instead of doing that, Playboy treated him like garbage. Didn't do anything about Jayvon, and let his friend's club get taken over. I don't think Playboy changed. I think he was always this type of person. It's just that Dwayne didn't see it. They both grew up poor, but Dwayne had a different outlook on life. Yes, he was a crack dealer, but he was loyal to his friends. He was loyal to his girlfriend. A lot of gangsters, they constantly cheat on their girlfriends and wives. There's no proof Dwayne ever cheated on Cherise, and instead showered her with gifts when he was in prison. He still loved her even after she betrayed him. He was glad that Nico didn't kill her. Why? Because Dwayne might be a criminal, but he's not evil. Jayvon deserved it, but Cherise, despite everything she did, Dwayne never wanted her dead. Dwayne understands what crack did, how much damage it did, and he feels guilt over it. He tells Nico that he sold drugs because he had no education opportunity and he wanted money.
You know what, Nico? I always thought of myself as a good person.
I know. You have high moral standards. For a crack dealer and a killer, I mean.
I know, it's ridiculous. Look at what I became.
No need to explain to me. I am a long way from a virtuous man.
But at that time, 15 years ago or more now, shit was crazy. I knew it was wrong, but I felt like I didn't have a choice. I had no education, I had nothing. Nothing to eat, nowhere to live. Suddenly I was clearing 50 G's a week. I looked after people. I looked after myself. Shit felt wrong, but it let me do good. I don't know. I can't decide if all the people whose lives was ruined by crack were my fault, or if I was just taking money any fool would have taken. I don't guess it matters too much now. You know something real embarrassing?
What?
I can hardly fucking read.
Really?
Yeah, hardly at all. I ain't pay attention at school. Never. Apart from fighting, beating kids up. Reading bit left me cold. Now I can't go for no job because I can't fucking read. It's ridiculous.
Why don't you try and learn?
Go back to elementary school? Think I'm a bit old for that shit, son.
Okay.
Man, I'm lost. Prison really messes you up, man.
So it seems.
Fucking does.
He understands the damage it did, and doesn't try to justify it in some fake way like Playboy supposedly wanting to help poor kids, which was a lie. Does Playboy once criticize drugs? Nope. And this is what Dwayne means when he tells him he didn't teach him everything.
And, hey, Dwayne, this is Nico.
Hey.
Nico Dwayne Ford. Taught me everything I know.
Psst, not everything.
He means he didn't teach him to be a scumbag. However, there is hope for Dwayne. When he hangs out with Nico, Nico tells him about the bad things that happened to him.
Fuck! Hey, fuck, I got no short-term...
Hey, Nico, let's go. Man, we gonna have some fun. At least we better.
I hope so.
Me too. You promise?
No, I said let's hang out. If We have fun. It's up to you as much as me.
People always let you down.
I'm not letting you down.
Yeah, no, I know, man, I know, but they do.
Sure. Some people.
Everyone. People only out for one thing. Themselves. I always tried to live by a code. To be a man who could look at himself in the mirror. Look what that ended me up. A long stretch, no family, nothing.
I know, Dwayne. You're a saint. The world's tough. You lived hard. It's always the same shit with you. I saw 8 of my best friends killed in a ditch. You're not the only man to have seen bad things.
Shit, man, I'm sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. Just try to complain less.
You know what, man? I grew up real poor.
Me too.
And I remember the first time I had 10 grand in my hand. After I began dealing and shit, I had 10 grand. Felt good for a while. Cause I came from nothing. We didn't have shit. Only an old TV, only old clothes, no books, always the struggle. And suddenly, I had a shitload of money. Crazy, man. You can't ever know what it's like unless you've been real poor. I can't explain that shit.
Where I grew up, we had no electricity until I was 12.
Whoa, shit. My bad.
No problem.
Dwayne starts to realize that Nico has had it much worse than him at times in life. Nico, while sympathetic, calls him out and tells him to appreciate more things. Ironic that that's coming from Nico, but it does help Dwayne. And ending off with Dwayne, what I think is the most sad about him is that there are people in real life just like him. There are people who grow up in absolute poverty and make one bad decision that ruins their life. Dwayne started making money from crack, and he always had nothing. Now he has 50 grand a week. He saw how much money he was making, and while he felt it was wrong, he felt he had no other opportunity and kept doing it. He served 9 years in prison, and now lives in poverty once again. Imagine if Dwayne never had a bad life growing up. Imagine if he had a caring father, not an abusive one who was a criminal. Imagine if he didn't live in poverty and had a good education. Someone like Dwayne could have been a great person in society. He could have been a police officer, like he said, but because of poverty, a lack of education, and the fact that black police officers were discriminated against in the 1980s, he never had that chance, and he fell into this dark world of crack dealing. He started selling this poison on the streets. But one great thing about Dwayne is that despite how terrible of a person his father was, he was never abusive himself. There is no evidence he ever abused Cherise, and he clearly loved her despite what she did to him. I'm not defending what Dwayne did. I don't want people to think that. He destroyed so many lives with his crack empire, spreading this poison around the streets, turning people into addicts. He definitely regrets it at this point. But the point that I'm making is that Dwayne had a rough life that ultimately gave him very little choices in life. He still chose the bad decisions that he did, but his options would have been much better if he hadn't had that rough upbringing. What a lot of people don't understand is that if you want to reduce a lot of crime, one of the best ways to do so is to reduce poverty. The reason crime is much higher in poorer neighborhoods is because people don't have much opportunity. They don't have the best education. They don't have the best upbringing. And because there's oftentimes gangs and other criminals there, people would normally follow other paths in life, fall into a bad crowd. If you reduce poverty, people have more opportunity, better education, and better jobs, and are less likely to resort to crime. Lifting people out of poverty obviously won't stop all crime, but will reduce a lot of it. And as for felons, people like Dwayne exist. A felon is somebody that spent at least a year in prison. There are people that make a bad mistake in their lives. They serve several years in prison, get out, and then feel isolated from society, and they can't find a job afterwards. The reason? Barely anyone wants to hire a felon. Barely anyone wants to give a felon another chance. So many felons struggle to find a job, and unfortunately oftentimes go back to crime as a means of making money because they can't find a job anywhere else. That is why recidivism is actually so high for felons. It means them attempting crime again after getting out of prison. There are horrible, evil people out there that don't deserve second chances, but Dwayne, I think he does. Dwayne's not a saint, don't get me wrong. He was a bad guy, and he hurt so many people with his drug empire. His poison destroyed so many lives on the streets. There is no doubt he also thinks about the drug overdoses on his conscience. He did have Nico kill Jayvon, but remember, Jayvon ratted him out, and not just to avoid jail time, but to take his money. The club was also his until rival gangsters took it over, and that was actually a legitimate form of income, which, like I said earlier, shows that Dwayne didn't want to sell crack for the rest of his life. And Playboy, well, he betrayed Dwayne. Dwayne did deserve the time he served in prison, but he's out now. I know he's a fictional character, but he feels guilt over his past, and his past will haunt him for the rest of his life. I think he does deserve a second chance at life, but he has been forgotten and abandoned, and that's what's so sad about him. And that is pretty much it for my character analysis of Dwayne and Playboy. I had a lot of fun making this video. These lore videos just do take me some time, so please be patient with me, guys. They do take me a few weeks usually to put together. I want to make more of these, and this is also why GTA 4 is my favorite GTA, because the complex and well-written characters. The fact that I can make such a large video on just 2 characters and their backstories shows how detailed GTA 4 truly was and what a masterpiece it is. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think, and if you agree with my analysis of Dwayne, and if you enjoyed the video, do drop a like, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.